Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Ultra League, showcasing some more fun battles featuring Scrafty on a very solid team, guys. Very good team. Always good for the climb early on in the season, guys. Scrafty will be serving as the closer on this very solid team that I first saw, I believe, used by fellow content creator Verg. I don't know if he created it, but I think it was definitely made popular by Verg. Scrafty's always a solid pick for the Ultra League, as there are so many ghost types, so many steel types. We got a large cuddly walrus. Having a good bulky fighter is always never a bad thing. And also on this team, we've got Greedent on the safe swap. One of the better safe swaps in the meta, guys, because it is extremely bulky and extremely spammy and often able to flip switch advantage or grab a shield advantage for you. And we've got good old Talonflame on the lead, one of the stronger lead options that you can run in the Ultra League. Because it is able to apply intense, heavy shield pressure with the threat of course, the Brave Bird with stab, and the flame charges offer excellent baiting opportunities. But without further ado, before we hop into the featured setup of the video, we're starting things off with some bonus battles that I thought were tons of fun. And here we go, picking up a pretty neutral lead in Greedent. So this team sort of plays like an ABB style, whereas both Pokemon in the back are weak to the fighters. So at some point we will want to swap out. But like I always say on this channel, if you're going to swap out, and you know you are, you might as well maximize your effort with the Brave Bird. And it lands on the very tanky Greedent as we make a play into our own Greedent. And they're going to look to get off a potential body slam. But no, they go crunch, hoping for the defense drop, I presume. In all neutral situations, you definitely want to go body slam. They might be fishing for a debuff here, but that is quite all right. They're staying in and going down with the ship with their Greedent, and we are absolutely fine with that. We can look to farm down, but no, they swap into a wall rain, and this is okay. We do run Bullet Seed, which means that we apply super effective fast move pressure to the wall rain, all the while getting to these body slams at a very fast rate, as Bullet Seed is one of the better energy generation moves in the game. And we are going to tank all of this from the wall rain. Not a problem at all. We are not giving up a shield here. And what makes this team so effective is it can play like both an ABB style team or a balanced team where you can pivot into a Scrafty on something like this. If you don't draw out a fighter, you are safe to come in with Scrafty and look to get the power-up punch train rolling with the power-up punches. I don't imagine this gets a shield, but it does. We now have a shield advantage. That is amazing. This could be an earthquake, but Scrafty in the Ultra League is quite bulky and tanks that no problem. And we can now look to farm down. That Greedent is low on health, and they come in with a Cresselia. So we are boosted, guys, and we are going for the super effective foul play. Cresselia can still tank it, even if it is boosted. That is how bulky Cresselia is. And I'm thinking we can let this go, guys. Talonflame up a shield beats just about everything in this meta. And we know that that Greedent is low on health, so we do have to be careful for the catch. And we will shield up all of these moves. Once we get revved up with these flame charges, it is just about lights out, waiting for the catch. And there it is. Not falling for that, guys. We farm it all the way down. And I think they see the writing on the wall as they concede the match. It was just about lights out. That's going to be a good game. Well played to our opponent. Talonflame forcing them to top left. That happens a lot when you're running Talonflame. It just has that effect on some teams, I gotta say, guys. And here we go, picking up another neutral lead in Umbreon. So like with that last battle, we're gonna have to swap out at some point, because if they have a fighter, which is not likely that they do, leading with a dark type, but guys, honestly, people run some wacky team comps in the Ultra League, I must say, so you never know. So we're going to maximize that effort again with a Brave Bird on the Umbreon as we make a play into our Greedent. And they're going to look to get off some damage. Of course, with our tanky little squirrel here, we're not shielding anything, especially from an Umbreon, which does not hit very hard. And I didn't see what they came in with. It's a Venusaur, so this is looking pretty good for our Talonflame. You can often draw out poison types as well, guys. Especially if they're the grass poison variety like Venusaur. Which is fine because we're just going to go for these body slams and then look to come in and get a nice farm with our Talonflame. So right about here, I should stop attacking. We should stop attacking right here so that we can get more farm on our Talonflame. And right here we look to aggressive swap back into the Talonflame and get a shield out the Sludge Bomb and try and get ahead on energy. We only get 1 Incinerate's worth of energy, and that is okay. Gonna go for the Flame Charge, as we did lock ourselves back into this matchup here. So when you're locked in like this and switch timer's not up, you definitely don't want to debuff yourself with the Brave Bird. So gonna just go straight for the Flame Charge here. It still chips away a little bit, the very bulky Umbreon, and they do get to a move, so... don't want to completely go down on shields. We don't know what else they have left in the back. So we're hoping that Scrafty can pull through for us. And they've got a Cresselia in the back. So right here I'm thinking, oh man, you got to be kidding me. They got a Cresselia in the back. Scrafty does not do very well in the 1-2 shield versus Cresselia. And we tried to catch here and we didn't quite catch. I believe they saw it coming, so they go for the Grass Knot here. Now I'm thinking, oh man, how are we going to pull this out? So at some point, we're just going to have to just dig our heels in and call some baits, guys. We got to call their bluff. They may not be running Moonblast, guys. A lot of Cresselias have been running Future Sight for various reasons. So we're calling this, guys. We're saying if you're going to take us out, just do it. We're calling all these baits. We're not shielding anything, and we know that you have a low health Umbreon left in the back, so we will be mindful of that as well. And there they go. They tried to catch that resist. The damage not falling for that. We just get some additional farm on that Umbreon, and they gave us a win condition, guys, because we are at back-to-back foul plays. The first one will undoubtedly get the shield, and no, they no-shielded. Oh man, they may not have been running Moonblast. I don't recommend Future Sight. It's nice for Talonflame, but you definitely need Moonblast in this meta. That's going to be a good game. Well played. Had a blast with this Scrafty team, and I always do, as it is a super solid team. Very good for the climb. And here we go, met with a Kanto Muck. So, another pretty neutral lead. And by now, you guys should know what we do to these neutral leads. We're sort of enticing them, making them think that we're staying in. Gonna tank this Thunder Punch. We can tank a Thunder Punch with no non-stab Thunder Punch from a Kanto Muck. They may think that we're trying to play this thing out, but no, we're not. We're going for that Brave Bird, and we're going into our Greedent. And they meet us with a Swampert. So, Greedent has a very solid matchup against Swampert. I do believe that Greedent beats Swampert in all shielding scenarios, all even shield scenarios, I should say. And we know that, so we don't intend on shielding anything from the Swampert. If they start shielding, we will match shields because we kind of want to get rid of this Swampert. And as you can see, our bullet seeds are really starting to add up on the Swampert. Gotta tank this, no problem. Greedent tanks damage for days, not a problem for our little tanky squirrel here. And we did hit our move to trigger the CMP tie, just in case they want to catch some damage on something. We are not here for that, guys. We want to get rid of this Swampert, and we no bubble it just so that we can get another bullet seed in. That is amazing because that gets us that much closer to another body slam for whatever they decide to bring back. And they come in with a large cuddly walrus. Oh my goodness, guys, we're going to look to get off this quick body slam. And our Scrafty is absolutely chomping at the bit. We're going to unleash our Scrafty upon this large cuddly walrus. And we get the top left as that Kanto Muck was just about done. And the Walrein did not stand a chance. That's going to be yet another good game. Well played to our opponent. Had to start things off right with some fun bonus battles in the Ultra League. As we move into the featured set of the video, we are met with a Sylveon. This is an amazing lead for our Talonflame, and they make a play into Obstagoon. So we're going to go into Scrafty here. Scrafty absolutely gobbles Obstagoon up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, especially when we get this power-up punch train rolling. Obstagoon does not stand a chance, and they're definitely at a potential cross-chop. I don't know if they were trying to leave some farm for their Sylveon, or maybe they were running Hyper Beam or Gunk Shot. If that is the case, I definitely recommend cross-chop. But the Obstagoon is gone, so that is a moot point as we are now faced with an Escavalier, and our Talonflame is looking very good here, guys. I gotta say, Talonflame is gonna feast on this Escavalier as we look to farm it all the way down. Gonna shield this up. I'm thinking 2 shield. Talonflame is the key to victory in this matchup, guys, because they have a Charmer left in the back, and they do bring it back in. So we're gonna go for this Flame Charge here. They don't need to shield the first one, and they don't, and that is okay. But they're gonna have to start shielding these following Flame Charges here. So we're going to go for this one here, and we do grab the shield. So now we are going to build back up again, and we're going to Brave Bird this Charmer, guys, because honestly, we were taking out some frustrations from seeing all the hard counters today. So we Brave Bird the Charmer. Definitely overkill, but sometimes you just want to take out those frustrations from all the hard counters. But good game, well played nonetheless. Sometimes you just gotta BM, guys, especially if it's on a Charmer, you know? Sometimes you just gotta BM the Charmers. Who knows? Oh, man. But we are met with a Trevenant here. Pretty solid lead for us. They make a play and no Talonflame of their own. And guys, at the time, I was just not in the mood to play out this Talonflame matchup. So we're going for that Brave Bird as we make a play to catch whatever this is onto our Greedent. Was not in the mood to play out the Talonflame mirror matchup, guys, I must say. And that worked out beautifully for us. And gonna look to just send the Talonflame packing with a Body Slam, and they do let it go. And just like that, Talonflame has left the field. And they come back in with their Trevenant. So if this is the best answer they have to something that is weak to fighting, then we're looking pretty good with our Scrafty, I must say, guys. So gonna go straight for the crunch. It can tank a crunch, but you know, it's not ideal, I would say, because a crunch, even from a Greedent, which doesn't hit very hard, does a lot of damage to Trevenant. And just going to tank and soak all this damage from the Trevenant. They cannot farm down before we get to another move. So we are looking A-okay right here, guys. And it looked like that went through, but no, they caught it with, that was a visual glitch. And I gotta say, guys, those visual glitches really mess me up sometimes in Pokemon Go Battle League. But that is okay. They did catch that damage on Wall Rain, which means that we can shield one of these Icicle Spears and farm it all the way down and have loaded energy to threaten the Trevenant that they have left on their team. They are still up a shield, so what we're going to have to do is bait the Trevenant. They are in danger of losing this if they let a foul play go, so gonna take advantage of that, and we grab a shield with a bait. You'd love to see it. And now we will go for the foul play, as they may not want to go down on shields, and they don't, and that means it's lights out for that poor Trevenant. Scrafty closing the game strong. You'd love to see it. That's gonna be a good game. Well played to our opponent. Telling you guys, you can never go wrong running Scrafty in the Ultra League. Very, very strong Pokemon for this meta. And here we go, picking up a Stunfisk on the lead. Not a fan of this matchup for Talonflame. So we do go into Greedent, and they meet us with a Gyarados. So just going to look to play this out. Hopefully flip switch advantage, because we would love to have our Scrafty on that Stunfisk. So we will try our very best to flip switch here and just look to let her rip with these Body Slams. And we can definitely tank an Aqua Tail, not a problem at all. But they go Crunch, and they get the defense drop. That is insane. Oh, man. That could not have gone worse for us, but we press on nonetheless. Gonna go for another body slam, and we do grab a shield from the Gyarados. And we are doing neutral damage with our bullet seeds, so we do have that working in our favor. And we do shield up the Aqua Tail. Gonna go for another body slam. If they let this go, this would KO, and we should be able to flip switch advantage with our Greedent, and we do. And they do come back in with the Stun Fist. The Stun Fist does get to these rock slides quite fast, so we're not able to get off any damage on it. But that is quite all right, guys. We've got our Scrafty here for this Stun Fist, and they make a play into Swampert. Holy smokes. Oh, this is awful because Swampert is about as spammy as a Pokemon gets and can put intense pressure on our shields and health with the threat of the Hydro Cannons. They do tank a foul play, and we are going to have to let this go. Our Talonflame seemingly has nowhere to go against this team, so we're going to have to start shielding and put all of our hope and faith into Scrafty. And at this point, we're thinking we've got to sack our Talonflame right here as we look to catch the Hydro Cannon. But the downside is it doesn't KO, and it just allows them to get to yet another Hydro Cannon. And that's okay. We weren't looking to hold on to our Talonflame, hoping that we could farm down, but it did not work out for us there. And they do have a very healthy Stunfisk left, and we have no shields. And we are definitely within Earthquake range. So it is not looking good for us. It is just about lights out, unfortunately, as they will definitely get to the Earthquake here. And we are just not healthy enough to tank the Earthquake from the Stunfisk as they send us packing. That is unfortunate. Unfortunate team comp loss there, but not a whole lot you can do about that. That's going to be a good game. Well played. All right, hopping into the next match, we are met with an Escavalier, about as positive of a lead that you could possibly see with Talonflame, and I do expect them to swap out into a Trevenant. Holy smokes, if that's their best answer to a Talonflame, we are looking A-okay right here, guys, I'm telling you. So we definitely want our Talonflame on that Escavalier, so we go into Greedent to meet this Trevenant. And the Greedent matchup is quite nice up against Trevenant as we can hit it for super effective damage with these crunches, and we are double resisting their fast move pressure. They can only go for these neutral seed bombs, which don't do a whole lot to the very tanky Squirrel here on our team. So I'm going to tank all this damage, not a big deal. We actually want our Greedent to be relatively low coming out of this matchup. Because we don't want to give that Escavalier any more farm than it needs. So we go for the body slam here. Not expecting a shield, not looking to bait, but we kind of want to load up on energy to really put the pressure on the Escavalier. It looks like they stopped attacking there because I kind of realized that we were getting quite low and they weren't going to get very much farm on their Escavalier. But that is okay. The Trevenant goes down to Bullet Seeds, and we're just going to let her rip with these crunches. They do hit for nice neutral damage, and we do have that 30% chance to drop its defense. So we're going to go for crunch number 2, and I don't think that we will make it to another move. So it is Talonflame time yet again, and oh, they concede the match. I don't know what they had left in the back. Maybe a Charmer, who knows, but good game, well played nonetheless. Always have a blast with the Scrafty team. It is quite fun and quite good in this meta, guys. And here we go, picking up another super solid lead for Talonflame. I stand corrected from that last battle. I think Scizor is the best lead for Talonflame for sure, as they come in with a Scrafty. Scrafty is not the best answer to Talonflame. But we definitely want our Talonflame on the Bug Steel type for sure. So we're going to look to either one-shot or pressure a shield, and we do get the shield. So we're going to make a play into our own Scrafty for the mirror matchup. The way I like to play the Scrafty mirror is I will look to tank the first power-up punch and look to get off one of my own, and then we will shield up the second one because they will not make it to a third power-up punch. So I'm going to go for the first power-up punch and then look to shield once and farm all the way down. That I find is the best way to play it. You don't leave the matchup with very much health, but you do leave it with loaded boosted energy, I might add. so we can really threaten whatever comes back in. We are now even on shields, expecting the Scizor to come back in, so we're going for the boosted foul play. It is neutral, but Scizor is quite squishy, especially in its shadow form, and that does big damage to the Scizor, and these counters are really starting to eat away at it. So we didn't want to soak any damage on our Talonflame, so we come in with Greedent, and I think they blind swapped into a Jellicent, but it was inevitable. Either way, guys, that Scizor was just about done, and the Greedent was going to find its way to that Jellicent either way. And Greedent is a nightmare matchup for Jellicent because all they can do is go for these bubble beams, which don't do a whole lot of damage. Yes, they do debuff our attack, but it does not matter because the Jellicent will eventually fall to the super effective crunches. It is just a matter of time. They can go for all the bubble beams they want, and as you can see, those crunches still do loads of damage to the tanky jellyfish here in front of us. And it is just about lights out. This is a mere formality. I don't know if they want to look to shield or catch, but it does not matter. We're going for yet another crunch. And if they let this go, it will KO. And they do let it go. I think they saw the writing on the wall as we look to snipe the Scizor with our Talonflame. And we do take that match. That's going to be yet another good game. Well played to our opponent. And that is the team, my friends. So as you can see, very solid team. I do believe I have featured it in the past on this channel, but I thought, why not give a refreshed look at the team for Season 11 of Pokemon Go Battle League, as I do look to bring you guys solid teams that you can climb with early on in the seasons. And this is a very solid team to run in the Ultra League. If you happen to have access to these Pokemon, I would say 3 of the more accessible XL options that you could go for in the Ultra League, as Talonflame did have a community day. Greedents, the Squovits were everywhere not too long ago. I caught so many Squovits that I literally have enough XL candies for 2 Greedents, guys. But I, of course, did build this one back when Squovit and Greedent were released. So I've had this one for quite some time. And Greedent makes for a very, very good safe swap option. Normal types in general do make for good safe swaps because they're only weak to the fighters. You got good old Scrafty in the back to close the game strong. If you can give Scrafty a shield advantage, it can absolutely sweep the end game like you wouldn't believe. But guys, I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.